Greetings and salutations. What's going on out there, y'all? So we're going to just jump right into it. This one is a tricky one for me. I really had to do some research. I really had to do some thinking, some really mental thinking. So the president signed executive orders saying that transgenders are not allowed to join the military. Is this right or wrong? I have mixed emotions about this one. I'm not gonna lie to you. Transgenders are human beings. If you are a human being and if you want to serve this country, it should be your human right to serve the United States of America. So, should you be able to serve if you're a human being? Yes. Now, human beings, President Trump already has stated that he considers human beings man and woman. He said that. He said that in numerous speeches. He said he considers human beings a man and a woman. So, transgender people, he does not, I'm not going to say respect, but he does not acknowledge. That's just a fact. He does not acknowledge a transgender person. He said it out his own mouth. Man and woman. When you identify a human being, it is going to be a man and a woman. He said that. Trust me, he said that. And I will find the news clip to put at the end of this video because he said that. Also, if a transgender person wants to join the military, it is their human right to join because they are still considered a human being. Okay, they're not an animal, they're not an alien, they're not a UFO. They're still human. Now, this is the tricky part because I served in the Army for 22 years, and having an individual who used to be a man, now woman, or vice versa, is very tricky and sensitive situation to handle. Okay? You don't want to treat one individual special and you treat everybody else the same. Okay? What I mean by that is your male soldiers and your female soldiers, you treat accordingly, but then you have this trans soldier and you want to treat them, you know, with special care because you don't want to offend them. You don't want to hurt their feelings because honestly, the stigma is out there. Most trans people, they're real sensitive and emotional. You know what I'm saying? You say something wrong, they're ready to go off. Call me what I want to be called, my pronoun. I ain't got time for that. As a leader of men and women, I don't have time for that. I don't have time to sugarcoat this person over here because of their situation. Like, that's too much. I need to focus on the mission. If I need stuff to be done, soldier, private, specialist, sarge, boom, 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 execute. Not a specialist. I can't. Just thinking about it right now has my mind boggled up. It's too much. It's too much. Majority of them are real emotional. They're real sensitive. They wear their feelings on their sleeve. And it's too much. It really is. So I understand what the president is saying. He's like, listen, we don't need this extra issue. I was going to say problem. Issue in the United States Army. We have enough issues as it is. Okay. High suicide rate. You still have the discrimination, blacks, whites, Spanish, Asian. You still got that going on in certain posts across the United States of America and in the world. So why bring on another situation? It's unnecessary. So And one side, I understand the human right because they are still human beings. I get it. But on the other side, it's too much because majority of them are so emotional and, sensitive. You got to treat them with care and all that. It's too much. Anyway, according to CNN, Trump signs executive orders to reshape the military, including banning transgender troops. All right. President Trump on Monday announced he has signed 4 executive orders that will reshape the military, including banning transgender service members from serving in the U.S. Armed Forces, gutting the military's diversity, equity, and inclusion programs, and reinstating with back pay service members who were discharged from refusing to get vaccinated from COVID-19. Listen, now, back paying them soldiers for that COVID-19, I like that. I like that a lot. Gutting diversity, equity, inclusion, I like that as well. The gender banding, I don't want to play both sides of the fence, but I understand when it comes to the human rights because they are still considered human beings. All right. Trump said he signed the executive orders while aboard Air Force One on a return flight to Washington from Florida. All right, so he taking care of business while he flying in the airplanes, man. All right, so let's see here. Oh, look at this. Trump had banned transgender Americans from serving in the military in 2017 during his first administration, but President Joe Biden issued an order in 2021 to bring it back. So Joe was for it. Trump is not for it. All right. So let's see. Hours after being sworn in for his second term last week, President Trump signed an executive order revoking the Biden's administration 2021 move to allow transgender members to serve. However, the order Trump announced had signed Monday goes even further. One of the officials says and outlines new military standards regarding gender pronouns and state that mental and physical readiness requires transgender service members be banned from the military. See, that's another thing, that pronoun crap. So, yes, they are human beings, yes. But I'm with President Trump on this regard. Human beings, man, woman, that's it. All this, call me they, them, we, are, us. No. Now you're doing too much. See, and that's the problem. Man, woman, that's it. That's it. But some of these individuals take it too far. Specialist Smith. No, my name is not Specialist Smith. Okay, my name is they. That's my new pronoun. See what I'm saying? It's too much. It's like, yo, get out my face. Get out my face. Go to the motor pool and dry sweep. You can say it better than that. What? You do what I tell you to do. You see what I'm saying? It's too much. It is too much. Oh my God. I'm getting anxiety. Okay, it could take a minimum of 12 months for an individual to complete treatments after transition surgery, which often involves the use of heavy narcotics. See? So now they're going to be drugged up. During this period, they are not physically capable of meeting military readiness requirements and require ongoing medical care. Ooh, this is not conducive for deployment or other readiness requirements, one of the officials said, citing a fact sheet. I'm with that. How can you go fight war when you still transforming? You like a Decepticon. You like an Autobot. Autobots transform. It's too much. Now you on medication. You got all these doctor's appointments. I need you in the motor pool, Sarge. Sarge, go to the motor pool. We got a transmission to pull. I got an appointment. What appointment you got now? I gotta get my medicine because my breast is they trying to come in. Yo, come on, man. I ain't got time for this, Sarge. The transmission. I know, but my surgery. You see what I'm saying? It's too much. Oh my God, it's too much. I'm glad I'm not in right now because that's too much for me. That is too much for me. Oh my goodness. Woo. Listen, all my NCOs that are in the Army now, bless y'all heart. For real, bless y'all heart. I feel sorry for y'all because y'all have to put up with these shenanigans and stuff like that. It is too much for me. Too much for me. Now, I read something very interesting here, okay? Now, AI gave me an overview of this, right? Because I believe this is a mental illness. I really do. I believe if I was born a boy and I turn into a man and I feel like I'm supposed to be a woman, that to me is something is going on with your emotions and your mental state. Okay? That's what I believe. But according to current medical and psychological understanding, being a transgender is not considered a mental illness. The experience of gender dysphoria, I hope I got that word right, which can occur when someone's gender identity does not align with their assigned sex at birth, is recognized as a valid medical condition, but not a mental illness. So it's a medical condition, but it's not a mental illness. Okay, so this is the tricky part here, right? So we already said a transgender is still considered a human being. Human rights. I want to join the army. It's my human right to join. Okay, yeah, you make a great point. But a lot of professionals are saying that this is recognized as a medical condition. Okay? Now, I used to be in the army. To be in the army, you need to be physically and mentally ready to go. Fit. You understand? Before you deploy, before you do anything, you have to pass physical tests and a mental test. And if you're not all green across the board, then what's your purpose here in the army? Okay? What's your purpose? Your purpose is to serve the United States, defend the Constitution and to serve the United States Army, okay? If we need you to go to war, you're going. We don't care about your treatments. We don't care. You got the surgery, you got the breast to put on and all that. We don't care. Listen, you going to war, get on, all right? We're not going to pay you money just for you can have your operations or recovery or whatever. That's not how this works. So at one hand, I understand the human right aspect, but the other hand, it's just too much. Too much. It's just too much. Okay? Too much. Okay. So major medical organizations like the American Psychiatric Association classify gender dysphoria as a condition that can be treated, but not as a mental illness. That is crazy to me. While being transgender is not a mental illness, the stigma and discrimination faced by transgender individuals can contribute to mental health challenges like anxiety and depression. So that's not a mental illness? What is it then? An emotional illness? A feeling illness? Make it make sense. Listen, man. The bottom line is President Trump's in charge. No trans in the Army, no trans in the Marines, the Air Force, the Navy, the Coast Guard, none of that. It is what it is. That's what's going on. So y'all can continue to protest and, walk up and down the streets and do what y'all do. It is what it is. All right. I'm going to put a news clip article at the end of this, and that's all I got to say.
Donald Trump is reportedly planning an executive order to remove all transgender members from the US military. This move would affect an estimated 15,000 active transgender service members who have been medically discharged as unfit to serve. It would also impose a ban on any transgender individuals from enlisting in the US military. This comes as all branches of armed forces are struggling to meet recruitment targets. Trump has criticized the so-called woke practices in the military. He claims that senior officers are more concerned about diversity and inclusion than on preparing the US military for combat. The proposed policy echoes Trump's first term, during which he barred transgender individuals from enlisting in the army, while allowing those already serving to retain their position. When President Biden took over, he reversed the order. But under this proposal, even those with decades of service under their belt, they will be forced out. Transgender individuals warn that this ban will cause them personal hardship, damaging military morale and readiness. For more on this story, visit thetimes.com.